We are now in September, so your thoughts are turning towards probably settling into the autumn. But before we do that, let's do a little beach scene. These short little paintings have been quite popular, so I'm going to do you a nice beach scene. I've got a puddle of cerulean, bit of splatter there, yellow from the sunflower painting. It's just a little watercolour sketch. Don't get precious about it, just daub some sky in. And it's getting lighter as it gets towards the horizon. But now I want to just take a bit of ultramarine to add to that, just to deepen it. And I'm going to put my sea, rather wobbly sea there, horizon. That's just to get me started, because I'm not sketching, as you can see. I'm just going straight in with the paint. Right, soften that out, lovely. Let's just put a bit more blue in the top. There we go. So what I want is some sand dunes and some grass and some fencing posts. I have been looking lately at pictures of Cape Cod on the east coast of America because, my friends, I'm hoping to do a painting holiday there next year. So I've been looking at these wonderful scenes and thinking, rather nice, isn't it? So let us mix up a sandy colour. Again, I'm just using what's in my paint box, don't get precious. And I want to just give myself an idea. Really, it's going to be a sort of a pathway, sort of like that. Okay, let's just have some, just water. Remember, keep it light as you can. And then there's going to be a sand dune sort of up there and a sand dune up there. So the fence panels are going to go there and there, leading down onto that beach, which is also going to be running along. Let's just warm that up a bit. Running along here. Keep it light because we can see then where we're going. Let's run that into some of that blue. Not quite sure what's happening there yet. Let's just come back to try and straighten that out a bit. We'll do that later. Didn't go quite across, did I? So the idea is next October I am planning to come over to Boston. I have a friend in Boston, and then I will do a painting week in Connecticut. Then I will go up to Cape Cod and possibly up into Canada. I have quite a following, it would seem, over in your neck of the woods. So I thought I would endeavour to bring the painting holiday to you. Right, that blue is a little strong, but we won't worry about it at the moment because as we get everything else in, it will become more apparent. Okay, I'm just going to dry off a little bit of that blue. And I'm just going to dry this off because I want to get on with doing some painting on there. Now I want to keep it fairly light because I want to have a lot of bright sunlight. Now these fence posts are going to be sort of a bit grey because they're bleached wood. So let's just start putting a few in, just to get me started. And of course they're not all straight, are they? This is just to help me get an idea of where they're going to go. Right, I'm going to go from that brush to a round, and I'm going to take some white into that grey, that mix, that very thin Payne's grey, just to make this opaque. Now it looks as if I've decided the light's coming that way because I've just painted on that side of the post. Don't overthink it, just have fun. This is just going to be a quick painting, but you could really elaborate on this and have a lot of fun with it. So this is the sort of wire that's connecting them together. And see how we're starting to get that sense of, should have waited for that to dry, shouldn't I? That sense of movement and perspective. Lovely. Okay, now back to some sand. What's on my palette? And some raw raw sienna. What am I saying? And just warm it up a little bit. Mix a bit of rose, no, that's alizarin, I think, on the sand there. Leave gaps. Add water. This looks too strong. And of course it's all murky. And now that looks a bit odd, that lump there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend some of those fence posts. In fact, I'm going to soften that off altogether. Change my mind. What I want actually is a dip. That's what I want. So it's a dip, and then yeah, not dry enough, is it? And then the fence posts are going down. Okay, I can probably help that with the grass as well that I'm going to be putting in at some point. Now I want some shadows. Footprints. Lights that way. Using a mauvey colour that was in my box. This would be a nice painting to do more work on. I might in fact do that, but I just wanted to give you a nice little summer painting to have some fun with. Okay, let's look at the grass element while all that is drying. Excuse me. We have we can blend it in and then use stronger strokes with the brush for the blades. Let's go back to some fence posts. Let's have another one here. And there. Going a bit stronger there. Of course, you could wait for your fence posts to dry, which would be a good idea. Now we need to ground those fence posts, and by that I mean putting strong colour round the base. Just defining this, just giving this a bit more colour because it's nearer towards us. Just added some water to my brush there just to sort of bring that colour together. Okay, now I am going to have to wait for a few minutes. I've just let that dry off a little bit, and I've just put a few little people in there just to sort of make it look a bit more, well, to give you an idea of distance really. Now we're coming into foreground with all this lovely grassy waving stuff. It's rather lovely. I've just mixed a colour with some ultramarine and a deep yellow. Use whatever colour you like. Getting it all going the same way, so you've got the prevailing wind sort of aspect. Of course it isn't always green, sometimes it's sort of strawy colour, isn't it? Let's just let some of that bleed into there. Soften that out. Let's just put a bit more sort of bluey shadow there. I'm not going to do fence post shadows. I think that would be a bit over the top. So I don't know, I think that's a little bit of fun. for you to have a go at. Didn't take too long. Play around with it, expand on it, do some sketches to plan it a bit better, a bit bigger, change the direction of your pathway and your light source. And if you are interested, my friends, in coming to paint with me next October, somewhere around about Cape Cod, you'll find all the details below in the description box. And don't forget, please, to click on like, share it and subscribe. Press that little bell and then you'll never miss a brush stroke. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. See you again soon.